And we're back. And my phone is going off. Who I gotta throw a rock at to make my shit stop? Okay.
Hey, just throw the phone.
Throw the phone? And you know what? Say less. We went over what fighting games are, the kinds of stuff that goes into playing fighting games, right? Mm-hmm. Like controllers, the tournament, what we can expect, right? Let's go into an actual game. Okay. And let's see what's going on in the game. Now, I'm going to use Street Fighter 6. Okay. For the purpose of today's demonstration, because it's a very basic fighting game and not as far as complexity. Let me make that clear. Street Fighter, while the concept is simple, it is very complex to actually execute on. Okay, I still don't know how to play Street Fighter, which I'm gonna make a video series on me learning
because
Street
you
Fighter.
came up on Smash and
I grew up on
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yes, I grew up competing in Smash and Dragon Ball, which, as I'm sure the community is aware, are two very Mickey Mouse video games to be taken seriously.
Really,
but, you know.
I like Dragon Ball.
Oh, you like Dragon Ball until you realize the freak shit that ArcSys did to that video game. We're gonna go over Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, no, you got it.
Okay. There's so much DLC. I haven't even followed the stages yet. Anyway,
now what does that mean?
Downloadable content. It basically means extra content that you can buy.
But it's just people. It's not like
it's characters, stages.
Oh, it is stages.
Some stages, like you can see here, anything with the shopping cart icon, I have to buy. So this is the character select screen. Pretty standard CSS. You got a lot of different characters here.
So now, are these characters that you have to like unlock, or
the characters down here with the shopping cart icon I have to buy?
Okay, you can't unlock nobody.
No.
Okay, it's not like the phone game.
No,
you gotta unlock the stages.
No. People play this. People play these games for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is the character.
So now, did you have to buy all of these guys, or
these characters are these are base game.
Okay, they can't.
These characters are base game. Yeah.
Is that an alien?
What an alien? This? Guile? He's an American.
Oh no, because he looked like he had one of those big, round heads. And,
no, it's just his haircut. The cut ain't clean.
And the ears sticking out pointy ears sticking out the side, and the big round head, and
the cut ain't clean. Look at his cut.
Okay, it looks better there. That little picture there don't do him no justice though.
So the reason I bring up the character select screen, obviously, when you play your fighting games, the first thing you want to do is make sure you pick a character, right? How people choose characters is very, dependent on the person. Some people choose purely based off looks. Like, this character looks really cool, so I'm gonna play them. Or this character looks freaky as shit, so I'm gonna play him.
You know what kind of crazy shit he gonna do?
Yeah.
Or they basically do the same thing. Because he looks like he could do some other,
Every character is unique.
Okay.
In my opinion, what makes a good fighting game is if you have a diverse enough roster to where every character feels unique. Even if the game plan is similar, the fact that if they feel unique, I think that's good character design. So I'm gonna go with my main right now, which is Cammy. And I'm gonna set the training mode opponent to Ryu for now.
My first wife. My first wife's name was Cammy.
Is that true?
Yeah. Ooze's name was Cammy.
I didn't know that. You spent years calling her Ooze. How the fuck was I supposed to know?
I don't remember the last time I used her real name.
That's insane.
But it was spelled Kami.
Oh, that kind of cat. Like fucking Piccolo?
Yeah. Unfortunately, she was born before.
Oh my god.
Dragon Ball, so they must have got it from her.
That's insane work. No way. All right, so we're here. This is what Street Fighter 6 looks like. Okay, I'm gonna point out a bunch of different parts of the layout and the UI just to get you more comfortable with it. All right. So first things first, you have your player icons over here in the top left and the top right. Right. I'm playing as Cammy, so I'll point to Cammy. Right. Okay. You guys can't see it, but I'm actually pointing to the screen right now. On the right side, you have Ryu. That's my opponent, right? The bar that goes across the top of the screen here, that's your health bar. So
now, in this setting, you're fighting a computer, correct?
Well, technically, it's a training dummy, but yeah.
Right. But now, in the other thing, there'll be
somebody
else.
There's another person.
There'll be the next dude on the other. Okay.
Yes,
got it.
exactly.
Gotcha.
So when I go and I hit player 2 with a button, You see his health bar drop.
Oh, it says play 2.
Yep.
Okay. So how does it go back?
It goes back because I'm in training mode and it automatically heals him.
Gotcha.
But in a real match,
It will keep going down.
it'll keep going down. If I do a combo, that health bar is going to deplete. And once it reaches 0, I win the round. The super is awesome, by the way.
So now, like, if she because now it went all the way back.
It went back because the combo, yeah, because I stopped hitting.
In order to defeat him, you would have to blow him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just reduce the health bar to 0, that's how you win.
Okay.
In Street Fighter, when you deplete your opponent's health bar, you win a round. And it's 2 rounds per game.
Okay.
So when you win the 2 rounds, then you win the game. And then if we're in a tournament, again, it's best of 5. So you have to do that 3 times.
Okay. So what if you win a round and they win a round? You do another round to decide who wins?
Yeah, it's first to win 2 rounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you play until somebody wins 2 rounds.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Right.
In the middle, you see the infinity symbol in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
That's the timer. I'm in training mode, so there's no timer.
Mm-hmm.
The default usually is about 90 seconds.
Okay.
So you have 90 seconds per round. When time runs out, the player with the most amount of health wins.
Okay.
That's the rule for what's known as a timeout. That's all games. All game
Okay.
modes, right? 90 seconds is the default for when you're playing.
Okay.
I'm in training mode, so there's an infinite amount of time. Yeah, so your goal is to reduce your opponent's health to 0.
In 90 seconds.
In 90 seconds. Or, at the end of 90 seconds, if you have more health than them, you win the round.
Okay.
It's the same premise.
Okay. All right. Because I thought you just sit here bouncing back and forth on each other for like hours.
Yeah, but then what's stopping both of us from going all the way over here and doing nothing for the rest of the game?
Gotcha.
There has to be some sort of incentive to play. And that's where the timer comes in. He who has the most health will win the round. So Street Fighter 6 has a bunch of unique mechanics, right? The first is this green bar right here. That's known as your drive gauge, right? You can do things with your drive gauge, such as parrying. This is a parry option. We'll go over what parries are and everything a little later.
Platypus?
Platypus?
You gonna platypus this game?
Drive gauge is very essential to playing Street Fighter specifically. That's a game specific mechanic. Okay. So I'll use it to do like certain things like this. Right, you see how it takes some of the bar. If I try to parry, it'll start to drain the bar. If I do something like that, I didn't mean to do that, but it worked out. How you manage it and how you actually use that drive meter, I have no idea. I'll be honest, I don't know how to play this game.
Okay.
But it's unique to Street Fighter 6, so you don't have to worry about drive gauge in another game for the most part. Along the bottom here, you see the little
axe with the little.
Yeah, you see this little bar down here. This is your standard, your pretty average super meter. When you have a certain amount of meter, you can do essentially super attacks, right? So each character in Street Fighter specifically has 3 different supers. Right? They have a level 1 super that costs 1 of the bars here. They have a level 2 that costs 2 bars, and then they have a level 3 that costs all 3 bars. Okay. So I would do Kami's level 1. See how I went from 3 to 2? Do the super, it takes the meter, right? So if I'm gonna do a combo, whoops. And I ended in super, that's how I'm gonna pretty much maximize my damage, is with the supers. Okay. If I do,
And there's a button.
it's a certain input. We're gonna go over inputs a little later.
Okay.
But just know that if you want to do your super, that's how you would do it, right? You just look at the bar, do I have enough meter for this super? If yes, you can let the super go. And that's Kami's level 1, right? She has the level 2 super as well. This is the level 2. Snap the shit out that boy kneecap. God damn. It costs more money, it costs more meter than the level 1, so it does more damage. Pretty much. As you go up in meter cost, you're gonna do more damage, right? And then this is the level 3. I love this super, by the way. This is one of my favorite supers in the game. She's so cold. Every character has 3 supers. Like even Ryu has 3 supers. I did the wrong thing. I actually don't even know what the input is here. There it is. This is Ryu's level 3. Damn.
Kamehameha.
Yeah, he's got a Hadouken. We're gonna go over the different types of buttons and everything. Actually, do you have any questions on the way the game looks? Right, the UI, the health bar, your meter.
No.
Yeah, a lot of it is
straightforward.
A lot of it is straightforward. A lot of it is depending on the game. Okay.
I've seen more than I've played.
Yeah, you've probably watched me compete.
Yeah, I've
And
watched
so-
you. I've seen other people compete.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So the way you'd win, and on
well, not
average.
compete, but I've seen other people play.
So let's go over the different ways you can hit your opponent.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to change some of the training mode settings. Let's go over the different types of buttons you can hit your opponent with.
Okay.
Okay. So first things first, right? If I press a button, you can see if I'm not hitting you, right? Nothing is happening, right? I'm not doing any damage, right? This is when I don't hit my button. When I press a button and I miss, that's called a whiff. Okay. I just want to put that out there first, right? So if I'm not hitting you, I'm whiffing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I've heard that phrase.
You've heard the phrase before, right? So if I do like a special move and it doesn't hit, that's a whiff, right? I completely whiffed. That was a diabolical airball. But
Shooting it into the crowd, right?
yeah. Have you seen the image of Steph Curry shooting from the moon? Have you seen that image?
No.
Let me find it. Have you seen this? This is one of my favorite images of all time, bro. It's so funny. So the first thing I want to go over, right? After whiffing, we're going to talk now about hitboxes, okay?
Hitboxes?
Hitboxes. Can you describe, for the class, can you tell us what a hitbox is?
A hitbox is like that thing you got there, but instead of the joystick, you got the up and down, left and right button.
Yes. Okay. Hitbox is a brand of leverless controllers. Yes, you are correct. I meant in the context of the actual game. What is a hitbox?
I would think a hitbox is an area that you just like you can smash away in. Like you can get into this particular box and you're gonna automatically do some damage.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it up, but you get +2. Good
Okay.
job. You're right.
And
So
hitbox is if you're in that box, you're gonna get hit.
yes, exactly. So a hitbox is the visual representation of the space that a certain button covers, where if you're in that range, you deal damage.
Okay.
I'm going to use one of my favorite websites of all time, Ultimate Frame Data. This is one of my favorite websites. I use this all the time for when I'm playing Smash. Okay. So I've got all the different characters from Smash on this website. And what this website is it is a hitbox visualization tool. So it'll show us the different buttons that are in the game and what the actual hitboxes look like. So I'm going to pull out my main Zelda. So let's use, where's the button? Here we go. So this is Zelda up tilt. You can see it on the screen, right? I'm gonna go frame by frame. So right here, this is where the hitbox starts. All these red circles, this is what the hitbox looks like. So if you're in this space, you're gonna get hit. This actually is insane. This space is crazy. Now, every button has a certain amount of length, right? Certain, animations and everything like that. With Zelda's, she brings her arm all the way around town, right? And then the hitbox ends right here. There's no more red. Okay?
So if you're anywhere near her when she does that,
If you're in this space, you're getting hit by it.
oh god.
That's how hitboxes work. So, if I come back to Street Fighter, right? If I come back to Street Fighter, and I say, okay, I'm gonna put out this button, my standing medium punch. I'm not tapped into the game. Goddamn. I'm gonna put this button out, right? You can't see the hitboxes necessarily, but what you can do is you can kind of guess that the hitbox is gonna be around her fist, right? So once I get into punching range, the hitbox overlaps with his model, and so he takes damage,
Right.
right? And then I could do a combo or whatever.
And that goes with her feet or anything else you use.
Anytime I press a button, it will have a hitbox. So if I do standing medium kick instead, same thing.
Different button though.
Different button, but the same premise. It has a hitbox. The actual hitbox itself is different depending on the button. The inverse of a hitbox is a hurt box. Okay, based on what I just told you about hitboxes, Can you tell me what a hurt box is?
A hurt box must be like you say, like I said before, like a kill box, a kill zone. Like if you get into a hurt box, that means whatever they do is gonna hurt you a lot.
Okay. Kind
know?
of. Yeah.
Like, it's like a heavy damage kind of situation.
Kind of. Yeah. So the hurt box just kind of refers to the actual model of your character.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at this button, right? It's a little hard to see, but can you see the like sort of white cylinders around?
Yeah, the glow.
Yeah, around her model.
Yeah.
That is Zelda's hurt box. Okay? So if
Hurt box.
that's her hurt box,
So
which
if
means
you get that close to her, you hurt her.
yes, if a hitbox comes into contact with this sort of glow area, she will take damage. That is her hurt box.
Oh, okay.
And that's how games will recognize whether or not you get a hit.
And now, does the other guy that she was fighting have the same thing?
Yes, any character that has a model has a hurt box.
Okay. But you don't see it when you're playing the game. You gotta look at something like this to see it.
If you want to know exactly where her hurt box is, yeah, you would have to
Look it up.
You'd have to find a website like this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
But if you look at the screen, you can kind of guess. You can figure out where his hurt box is. If my foot, interacts with his ass, it's gonna fucking hurt. Right? There are some buttons that, change the way hurt boxes look and the way they interact. Those are known as, that concept is known as hurt box shifting. So,
Okay.
let's look at Zelda down tilt. So this is Zelda down tilt, right? She gets really low to the ground. So things that would hit her while she's standing might not hit her, might go right over her head. Because she shifts her hurt box down and, presses the button.
Gotcha.
So that's called hurt box shifting.
Now, is that something that she automatically does when she does that move?
Yes.
Or do you have to do that to do that move?
Yeah, so the way it works is when you press a button, there's a certain animation, involved with it, right? Depending on that animation, your hurt box is going to shift because the character is literally moving back and forth. One example of this is the forward smash. Look at how far back, right? So this is where she's standing, right? Her normal stand. Look at how far back she moves. She was standing right here, but she moves really far back, and then, shifts her hurt box back, and then she comes forward with the button. So most people, when they press these buttons, they know how the model, moves, and they'll intentionally use that to get around other hitboxes. When you use buttons with that kind of intention, that is called hurt box shifting. Most people do it by accident, though, I'm not gonna lie. Most people are like, I'm just gonna press the button, and they accidentally weave. It happens all the time.
That sounds like something that I would do,
Yeah, until you get a really good understanding of how buttons and
then
how
once
things
I figure
work.
out what it does, I wouldn't do it anymore or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most games have a way to visualize hitboxes. I wonder if this game has that. So we talked about hitboxes, we talked about hurt boxes.
So is that like today's page?
Yeah. This is all for today. We're already halfway done. I haven't written the rest.
Oh, okay. I know you said you wasn't gonna sit down and
I thought I was gonna sit down and write. I did this while I was taking a shit earlier
map
today.
this out.
Next thing we're gonna go over is hit stun and knockback. So, when I hit my button, you'll see he'll flinch or whatever.
Goes back.
When it connects, that's called hit stun, right? If I can get a combo, right? If I can do more things and have that combo counter come up in the left, you see it, the ow. But every button in this game, when it connects, has hit stun. Based on the strength of the button, you'll have more or less hit stun.
Can you change it?
Can you change the amount of hit stun a button has?
Or a
Not
particular
necessarily.
move?
Not necessarily. Some moves you can charge, and they'll have different properties based on the charge. But for the most part, you can't say, "Oh, this is my standing light punch. I want this to have 1 billion frames of hit stun," and just murder people. You can't do that.
Hey.
When I hit you, you're in hit stun. If I hit you while you're in hit stun, that's a combo. Okay. That's a combo. The next thing I want to talk about is knockback. So if I do a button like this. You see how it launches him? That's called knockback. If I hit you, you get sent
all
flying.
the buttons have that, or is it only particular moves?
Technically speaking, every button has a knockback value. Some buttons have more knockback than others, or a different type of knockback.
Okay, so now do you have to do something different with the button to get knocked back, or do you just hit it and it automatically knocks back?
When you hit the button, it has knockback. The same way it has hit stun, same thing.
Okay.
Most
So
of the time
like
they
you can't
overlap.
like hit the button and hold it for an extra nanosecond and it flips them over.
No.
Okay.
Some buttons have that kind of property, but that depends on the game and the character. And
Alright.
that's not a universal thing.
Okay.
But knockback in general, when you hit them, they get sent flying. Right. In games like Smash and other platform fighters,
Yeah, platform. That's not, I'm gonna say that sounds like a platform game.
that knockback is going to be what causes you to die. Right. If you get sent if something has a large knockback value, and you get hit off the stage and you can't make it back, you die. That's the win condition for platform fighters, is to use your buttons to deal damage, and then the more damage you have, the more knockback you take. For Evo's sake, you probably won't. I don't know if you'll be playing a platform fighter at Evo, but you know, if you're going to go to compete in Street Fighter, you don't have to worry much about knockback. You have to understand the types of buttons you have. That way you can like learn how combos work and stuff.
Right.
But you won't have to worry about like knocking them off the screen and stuff like that. So now let's talk about counter hits. So we talked about hitboxes and how they work, right? If my opponent goes to press a button, right, and my hitbox gets to them before their hitbox gets to me, that's called a counter hit.
Okay.
Right? I hit you before you hit me, that's a counter hit, right? The way counter hits work changes based on the game you're playing. In Street Fighter, if you get a counter hit, your button has more hit stun. So, the way counter hits work is different for every game. Okay. In this game though, if I get a counter hit, I can get different combos because of the change in hit stun values. That's stuff that, like, when you learn a fighting game, you'll learn how counter hit changes your buttons. So I'm not gonna go, too far into detail about it.
Okay.
But yeah, just know that when you get a counter hit, it can change the way that your buttons interact and the combos you can get because of it. Okay? Most of the time when you get a counter hit, the game will tell you. So if I hit this button and you look on the left side of the screen here, it'll tell you it was a counter hit. See it there? There it is again, right? If my opponent tries to press a button on me, right? If I know they're gonna press a button and my hitbox comes out after theirs, right? So I'll show you here. That's called a punish, right? You missed your button, you whiffed your button, I punished it. If I set the dummy to do something like this, right? Oh, that's the wrong button. it crossed up. And I do that, right? That move is super laggy. So, it didn't necessarily whiff, but I'll get a punish because it's really laggy. It's really slow. That's what a regular punish will look like.
Okay.
And again, certain games, depending on the game, will change the way punishes interact with your buttons. Right? So, if this guy comes over here, whiffs this, I can get a crazy punish. But some games don't change that. Sometimes if you get a punish, nothing changes, right? It's just, oh, you punished him, good job. It depends on the game. Okay? So, again, I'm not going to go full into detail on how punishes work in every game, but just know that ideally, when you're playing the game, your opponent whiffs something, you go to punish it. That's just kind of how you want to play the game.
And at the same time, you should
With
be
punish
busting
practice.
his ass anyway.
You should be putting the beats on him anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
But if he makes a mistake, you're going to punish him for it. That's what this is.
because I'm so close to him. If he make a mistake while I'm that close, I'm punishing him.
I'm punishing you. Yep, exactly.
Anyway.
Yep, exactly. So that's the kind of stuff you're going to look for in Street Fighter. Any questions on the types of hits you can get on your opponent?
Well, I mean, it sounds,
Straightforward enough, right?
yeah. I mean,
A lot of it is just, understanding the nuances of it and like playing
Yeah,
the game and
yeah.
getting used to it.
And then with me, it's going to be like what button does what.
Yeah,
know,
you're gonna
so-
learn. Yeah, and as you learn the game and as you learn your character, you're gonna figure that out. So let's talk about the different types of buttons you have. So we talked about, how certain things work with like knockback and counter hits and stuff like that, right? What kind of buttons do you actually have? So I'm gonna use Ryu here because Ryu is the, you know, the stand-up guy, the main character of all fighting games, right?
Really?
Yeah, Ryu is he's called a Shoto, and Shotos are essentially the most basic character archetype that you can have in a fighting game. They're pretty much all-rounders. They have it all, okay?
Like basically a standard
Yeah, the standard.
fighter.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. And then all the other ones have different little things. That
Different
they
little
do.
mechanics and gimmicks. Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
So, I'm gonna play Ryu for a bit here. You can see I'm playing Ryu from Streets. Look at him go. Now, let's talk about special moves, okay? So, all of these buttons that I'm pressing, these are known as normals, okay? I'm just looking at my controller and I'm pressing a button, right?
Like if you're just randomly pressing a button.
Yep. Now, whether or not I'm standing or crouching changes the button. Okay, so if I'm just like standing, doing nothing.
Oh, and that does what you said. Okay.
Yep. And if I move around, right? If I hold down, I'm crouching, and I press a button. Those are crouching normals, but they're still normals nonetheless. Right?
Okay.
Standing, crouching.
And now, if you were doing that on, say, the other thing,
On a pad?
yeah, or on the pad, or on the, you would use this to go down.
Yeah, I would just hold down.
Okay.
Or I would use the
And
D-pad.
if you had the other thing, the fight
The leverless.
box,
The
leverless,
leverless.
yeah, you would just hold the down button.
I would hold the down button, same way I would do it on keyboard.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, and same thing on keyboard. Okay, gotcha. All right.
So I'm pressing my normals, right? In Street Fighter, you have 6 normals, right? All of these buttons, these 6 buttons here, on my layout at least, these are all different normals, okay?
Okay.
These are
What
my,
about these?
these two are different inputs.
Okay.
These are more like game specific. I use these for more game specific stuff,
Okay.
okay? So, first thing, right? The way Street Fighter works is you have 6 normals, 3 punch normals, and 3 kick normals. Okay, so this is my light punch on Ryu. Look at him go, so inspirational. That's my standing light punch, right? If I press medium, this is my standing medium punch. And then this is my standing heavy punch, right? Light, medium, heavy. Pretty easy to understand. Right?
Okay.
So light, medium, heavy.
Oh, the other hand is heavy.
Pretty
Left
much.
hand.
Right? This is a heavy punch. And then I have the same for kicks, right? Light kick, medium kick, and heavy kick. What these buttons look like depends on the character. How many buttons you even have in a video game depend on the game.
But they're all in the same spot on the controller.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can change them however you see fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can customize the buttons.
Yeah, so if I go over to, where is it? Control settings. I can change my controller layout right here. So,
And it'll also tell you
what button is
what button does what.
It won't show you like an animation or anything.
No, but I'm saying like here it says
Yeah.
RB is heavy punch and RT is heavy kick.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
So, those are your normals, right? My light punch, my medium punch, my heavy punch.
And,
My
and,
light
and
kick.
if you had a controller, would that give you the same information?
Yeah, if I was playing on controller, it would have a different layout because it's a different controller, but the buttons would be all the same.
I would like to get the same information.
You would get the same information, and you
Got
can change it however you want on pad as well.
All right. Okay.
Certain characters have what's known as command normals, where instead of just holding like standing or crouching, they have something if you hold back or forward. So, for example, Cammy has a command normal which is forward and then heavy kick. So if I hold forward and press heavy kick, it'll change the button. Wow. This is what her normal heavy kick looks like standing. And if I hold forward, it's different. Okay? So he has something similar with back medium punch as well. So this is her normal medium punch. Then if I hold back, it changes it.
Oh, comes the uppercut.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, every character has different command normals, and you can see that, by the way. You can
Now,
see by
and-
pausing it
and-
and going into the command list. This will show you
And
everything
it
she
works
has.
either way, you know, as far long as you
Yes.
doing a directional thing.
Yep, so long as you're doing the right direction, it'll show you.
Okay.
Some characters have more normals than others. Some characters don't have like a back medium punch or a back heavy kick or a forward heavy kick. Some characters don't have that, right? But every character has special moves. These special moves, when you do a certain input with your joystick or your analog stick, and you combine that with a button, you can get a special move. Those are called inputs or motion inputs. I'll play Ryu for a bit. So I'm gonna do the first thing on his list, which was the Hadouken. And then if I press, I'm doing a certain motion, and then I'm pressing one of my punch buttons, right? Now, based on the actual punch button I do, it changes the properties of the move, right? So if I do light Hadouken, it's pretty slow. Whereas if I do it with heavy punch instead of light punch, it goes a lot faster, right? So different special moves change based on the button you press with it, right? This move in particular, the Hadouken, is known as a projectile. Because, catch one of these, right?
Like projectile pump.
Yeah.
Well, that's too much ridiculous.
Yeah, like projectile. I chose Ryu because Ryu has it all, right? He's got a projectile, so you can see what that looks like.
Right.
He's got a lot of different things, right?
He's got the back and forth move.
Yeah, the Hadouken is the most, typical projectile you'll see in a fighting game. Most, old heads and, older fighting game players will call your projectiles a fireball. Because look at it, it's a fireball. Right? Kamehameha is a little different, but when we play Dragon Ball, we'll talk about the difference. So yeah, that's a projectile, right? That's the first. It's a pretty common way that there's a pretty common button in some characters. The next thing I want to go over is certain special moves that are invincible. So the way it works is if I do a certain input and I do a certain special move, some special moves have, they have unique properties. One common property is the idea of intangibility or just straight up invincibility. Okay? The difference between the two. If something is intangible, it means that you can't
touch it, right?
You can't touch that specific part, right?
Right.
So if I do a button that is head intangible, that means you can't hit my head. You can still hit my feet, but you can't hit my head.
Okay.
That's what it means to be intangible. If you're invincible, completely invincible, you can't hit any of it. So what I want to go over now is the idea of certain moves being invincible on start. So at the start of the move, I'm invincible for a little bit, and then the hitbox comes out. Key example of that is Ryu's Shoryuken. I'm gonna do it right here. It's pretty much a rising uppercut. He's uppercutting it.
Don't whip that shit, okay? It looks stupid.
Yeah, you do look really and the best part is when you do the heavy version, look at how high he goes, look how stupid you look. Yeah. So that move is known as a DP, or a Dragon Punch, because if you translate Shoryuken from Japanese to English, it means Dragon Punch. So when I do the input, and I press the punch button, I get a DP. On Cammy, however, it's different. Cammy, I have a DP, but instead of pressing punch, I do it with kick. And you can see why.
Okay.
So she kicks you instead of punches you. Most of the time, people use their DPs to anti-air. So
anti-air?
Yes. So if my opponent is like, I'm gonna pull up with you, and I'm gonna do that, right? They jump in with a button.
Oh, she does the kick him up in the end.
Yes. So then I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna show you how most players will use their DP. I did the wrong button. I'm so good at this. Now again, it's
now. What was the difference between the two things you just did?
Well, the first thing I did, I jumped by accident.
Oh.
This is not invincible. It still can count as an anti-air, but it's not.
It looked like it
worked.
Caught him, yeah.
It worked. It was an accident, but it worked. Okay. But the reason people use DPs is because it's harder to mistime it, because you're invincible on starting. Some characters have unique anti-air buttons, like for example, oops, it's not invincible, so I messed it up. I'm so good at this game. Like that. I press my back medium punch. Look at how high that goes. If they jump in on me, I can press this button to smack them out of the air. That's an anti-air. right? The whole premise of an anti-air is to get them out of the air. They're jumping toward me, get up out of there. Some characters have, DPs that they can anti-air with. Other characters have, like, command normals, like this back medium punch. Different anti-air buttons depends on the character, depends on the game, right?
And that's just shit you gotta figure out while you're playing.
That's the stuff you learn your character for. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so most of the time, when you do your DPs, you use it to anti-air, or you use it to get out of, like, to get them off you. If I'm in the corner, right, because I can't go back anymore, I'm in the corner, he's pressuring me, I need him to get off me, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to press my DP and use the invincibility to get out of whatever he's trying to do to me.
Okay.
So he's like pressuring me, yo, leave me alone, get up off me. Right? Now that puts enough distance between us
So I can attack.
I can, like, start playing the game again. Most people will do what's called an EX version of the move, which costs a little bit of meter, but again, that depends on the character. That depends on the game and everything. If I do my EX DP, it has more invincibility, so I can... It's more risky, but the reward is better, right? That's the whole point. Like a DP, high risk, high reward.
Well, what goes wrong? If it's a risk, that means there's got to be something negative. So what's the negative side to that?
If they block my DP,
Okay.
if they know I'm going to DP, they're like, oh, he wants out so bad, and they bait it, and I bite, and they block the DP. I just want shit. So what I did was I set it so that when I knock him down, he's gonna get up and immediately do his DP. See that? Now, if I set this to stronger version, like the heavy version, look at this. He can't move until he lands, and even then, when he lands, there's a lot of end lag. So I have all of this time to punish him for that.
So he can get it while he's up there in the air twisting around.
I blocked it. I'm
blocked.
Look at I'm about to teabag him. Watch this, right? I block it. I immediately start teabagging. Look how much time I have to react to him. So it's high risk, meaning if I bait it, he's gonna die. All of that because he didn't want to block anymore. That's half his life bar. But that's what I mean when I say a DP is high risk. If they know, if they're knowers, and they block it or they bait it out, you're gonna explode. You're gonna take so much damage because they have all the time in the world to get a really good combo. Okay? So, it's risky. But if it hits, you get out and you get to play the game again. There's a lot of like rock, paper, scissors and a lot of like mental stuff that goes into playing. As you play more, you'll get more comfortable and you'll start to understand more about like what goes on and everything. But DP it's risky, but it gets you out of the fight. Okay? Same with the super. If I'm getting pressured and I need something invincible to get me up out of here, that's the wrong thing. Whoops. I can super. Supers, much like DPs, are invincible on starting. So I can use it to get off me, but again, it's high risk, which means if they block my super...
The only thing I'm not catching with this is the buttons that you're pushing to do this.
And that's, yeah, we're gonna go over the actual inputs. Yeah, I haven't gone over the inputs for it specifically because, again, it depends on the character and it depends on the game.
And it depends on what I'm going to play with.
And it depends on what you're gonna play on.
Okay. But this is just like basically Fighting Game 101.
This is Fighting Games 101.
And this is the history.
This is pretty much what you're gonna see. But that's pretty much it for special moves. A lot of it is you do a certain motion with your left stick, and then you press, a certain button with it.
Right.
And it depends what that button does and everything depends
on the game and what you're playing with.
And the character. Yep. And all of that. Right.
Yeah, all that.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of it is actually game specific.
A lot of it is game specific. There's certain concepts exist in all fighting. Like most, if not all, fighting games have a DP option.
Yeah, even that. Excuse me. Even that though, it's like whatever you expect from the game is pretty much what the game is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna expect like Kamehameha from this type of a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It depends. Yeah, all of it depends on whatever game you're playing. Right. My hair's a mess. Oh my god. What's up, guys? It's me. Host Video Chappy once again. I'm back because there was no outro. The first 3 parts of this series were all recorded on the same day in the same session. It was a long day. But everything was all recorded in the same day, so I didn't really put in any concrete stopping points. So here I am once again doing the outro. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe for part 3. It's gonna come out very soon, I promise. Let me know in the comments what you want me and my dad to cover next. Definitely stay tuned for part 3. Follow me on Twitter. In case you missed the notifications on YouTube, you'll be notified when I upload a video over on Twitter as well. Be nice to my dad in the comments. He's old. He's new to the whole gaming thing, so that's pretty much it. I got nothing else. Bye, guys.